Hey, what's up people, Piz out here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Scream Factory's newest collector's edition Blu-ray release. This is for The Howling, and I'm just going to assume that most of you guys out there have already seen this film. It is a classic of the werewolf subgenre, and I know there's not a lot of, standouts in that subgenre to really represent it, but The Howling is definitely one of the better, if not the best, werewolf movie. In my opinion. It is the story of a TV reporter played by Dee Wallace, who is playing this sort of cat and mouse game with a serial killer, and it leads her to the remote countryside where she runs into a group called the Colony, who are led by this sort of self-help guru. And as it turns out, the Colony are all werewolves, and they are there to sort of learn how to come to grips with being werewolves in a modern society that just doesn't understand them. And it's directed by Joe Dante, written by John Sayles, based on the novel by Gary Bratner, but I think very, according to the special features, they pretty much just threw the novel away and just pretty much just wrote it without any input from the novel. And it's a movie for horror movie buffs, done by horror movie buffs. There's a lot of inside jokes, and there's a lot of, a lot of the characters in the film are actually named after directors of werewolf movies. So just a really fun, really entertaining, just really good werewolf movie, just a great horror movie in general. The practical makeup effects, the werewolf transformations are done by Rob Bottin in this film. He, of course, went on to do just the amazing effects in John Carpenter's The Thing. But with these additions, for me, it's all about the special features. All about the special features. So I'm just going to say the picture and the sound quality on this disc, as with all the Scream Factory releases that I've seen, is just top-notch. Absolutely top-notch. The picture quality is crisp, it's clear, it's clean. There are sequences in the film, especially some of the nighttime photography that's just beautifully lit in the woods. Just looks amazing. I mean, it looks like it was shot yesterday and not, 30 plus years ago. So I mean, the picture, the sound quality, of course, top-notch. And as I was reading through the special features on this, I was like, wow, this is packed. We've got Unleashing the Beast, the Making of the Howling multi-part documentary. We've got, Making a Monster Inside the Howling documentary. We've got all these special features on here. But as I was kind of reading over them a second or third time, I was like, these sound kind of familiar. So I went over to the collection and I pulled out the old Howling DVD special edition, and found out that pretty much most of the special features on this disc have been carried over from this disc. Now we do have a handful of new special features on this disc, some kind of brief interviews. The best interview is from producer Stephen Lane, who not only produced the original Howling, but all the Howling sequels. And I've been waiting for a while to hear someone talk about the Howling sequels, more sort of in depth. And he's got a really nice interview on here talking about, the making all the Howling films and the arduous task that it was to make those films and how they got funded and where they were shot and just all the drama that happened on those sets, all the way up to the Howling Reborn. And I mean, if you were around in the 80s in the video store era, I mean, throughout the 80s and early 90s, they just made a ton of Howling movies. They made so many Howling sequels. And as we all know, most of them really, they ain't that good. But I'd always kind of wanted to hear somebody talk about the making of those films. And I mean, it's not the longest interview, it's not the most in-depth interview, but it was really fun to hear him talk about the making of all those films. So I really enjoyed that. There is a Horror's Hallowed Ground feature on here, hosted by Sean Clark, where he goes to all of the locations And a lot of the locations, especially the ones in the woods that take place around the colony, look pretty much exactly the same now as they did back in 79 or 80, whenever they were shooting the film. So that was very cool. We've also got a brief interview with the co-writer and with the editor of the film. But my problem with this disc is the same problem that I had with the Burning collector's edition Blu-ray that Scream Factory put out. And that is that the best special features on both these discs are old special features that were on the old DVD release. And, that is kind of a problem for me. I mean, the features, if you don't have this, by all means you should, I'm going to tell you to buy this either way, because, like I said, it's a classic and you should own it. But, Unleashing the Beast, the big multi-part featurette, the documentary about the making of The Howling, so in-depth. Everything that you could possibly ever want to know about The Howling is in that special feature, from pre-production all the way to post-production. They talked to Joe Dante, they talked to John Sayles, they talked to Dee Wallace, they talked to just so many people in the cast and crew, and it's just really in-depth, really insightful, really awesome. The Making a Monster Inside the Howling documentary, it's a vintage documentary from back in 1980. They talked to Joe Dante, they talked to one of the actors in the film, and they talked to Rob Bottin. And, I realized it was the 80s, or well, it was the dawning of the 80s. But, Rob Bottin is decked out in that interview. He is just looking pimpish, man. And very hairy guy. He looks werewolfish himself. Very insightful, very fun stuff on that special feature. So, it's unfortunate to me. I have a hard time calling this a true collector's edition when the best special features have been previously released on other editions of the film. And like I said, I had the same problem with The Burning. I'm more accepting of this than I am of The Burning, I think, because I have so much love for The Burning. And, aside from the previously released special features that are on that disc, there's really not a whole lot more to it. We also get a audio commentary with Joe Dante, Dee Wallace, Christopher Stone, and Robert Picardo. That, of course, also carried over from the older release of The Howling. But I am going to recommend this release. At the very least, wait a couple of months until it kind of comes down in price. If you can get it for $15, by all means, grab it. But it is a classic. It is a great movie. Those two special features, the interview with the producer and the Horror's Hallowed Ground, they redeem the disc. But again, I do have a problem with them carrying over old special features onto new editions and calling it a collector's edition. But again, I do recommend it. I just hope that this isn't something that's going to continue to happen on these Scream Factory releases, because like I said, for me, these releases, as great as the picture and audio quality are, I want those special features. I want those in-depth documentaries. I want those featurettes. I want those interviews. And, I understand not everybody is going to be available to do those interviews. I understand this, movies, these movies were made, 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago, and some people involved in them just simply are no longer around. But for me, all about the special features on these discs, and to call it a collector's edition, and not, and have carried over previously released special features, to me, I'm a little uncomfortable with. But like I said, I recommend it. The Howling Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Yeah, I do recommend it. Great film. Couple of good special features on this. Great picture, great audio quality, and yeah, so go out and pick it up. And until next time, you guys take it easy. Peace. But wait, I have to add that, of course, with all these collector's editions, we have the very cool new cover art and the opportunity on the inside to reverse the sleeve to show the original poster art, which is very, very cool. So would have been remiss to not add that, and I do apologize, but now I will conclude